Hello, today I'm making a video to show how to make the finger weaving kit Chevron design by Traditional Craft Kits. I've cut 30 lengths of yarn, and the first step is to put the yarn one by one in a pattern onto the stay stick. The stay stick holds everything in place while you're weaving. It will be tied to a stable object using the string by tying the ends to the string, and then so that when you pull on it, it will stay in place and it will give you the tension you need for weaving. But let's do the first step, which is to put the yarn on the stay stick, which is you just lay it down like that, and then somewhere in the middle you can just eyeball it because we're going to have to make sure everything's in the center in the next step. So just lay it down like this and then wrap around like that. And then move it so it's in the middle. And the pattern we're gonna do for this one is we're gonna do 2 black and 5 red, 2 black, 5 white, 2 black, 5 white, 2 black, 5 red, and 2 black. So we're doing 2 black, and then 5 red, three, four, We now have all of the yarn onto the stay stick and we need to tidy it up. So what we're going to want to do is have the yarn in the center. And so what we would do would be to measure how long it is on each side and find what the middle would be. And that one happens to be exactly in the middle. And so once you have your first one in the middle, and it doesn't have to be precise, but just really close, then you can just slide up the next one and make sure the ends match. So like, for example, this one is shorter on the right side, so I'm just going to hold and pull so both ends line up in the middle. And if your lengths are just slightly different, just try and center them. So this takes a little while. Might take you a half hour or so, or maybe less, depends. Just take your time. It's kind of like a meditative task, just to make everything centered. Okay, that only took me about 15 minutes or so to straighten everything up and get it centered. And so the next thing we're gonna do now is I'm going to braid the top half here on the left, and then we're gonna work with this side. So I'll just grab 10 of them. I mean, you don't have to be exact. You just grab, I'll just grab, and then just do a simple braid like this, just to keep it out of the way and not moving around while we work. And then just tie a single knot just to keep it in place like that. And then we're gonna take this and tie up the stay stick to a stable object in behind. You could use like a clip, or you could use a chair, or anything that when you pull against it, we'll have the tension to weave. The next step is to put the shed sticks in. So in the weaving, the warps are the vertical yarns and the weft is the horizontal yarns. And in finger weaving, they are the same thing, because the vertical warp will become the horizontal weft as we start weaving. Now we'll use shed sticks because when you divide the warps into an alternating pattern, then you have an empty space in between, which is called the shed. And so we will put the sticks in to help keep all of the warps in order so that our design comes out accurately. So to open the first shed, first give a nice tug on the weaving and get the loops tight up against the the stay stick, and so everything is as flat as possible here. And then we are going to drop the first one, pick up the second one, drop the third one, pick up the fourth one, drop the fifth one, pick up the sixth one, drop the seventh one, pick up the eighth one, and so on, so that we are dropping the odd and picking up the even all the way across, making sure that none of the warps are twisted, and we are picking up the right one. Okay, so carefully separate that, and then when you look inside, you can see that it's every other one. So go ahead and take one of the sticks and put that in there, and holding the weaving like this so that you have the bottom in between two fingers. Now we're going to open the alternate shed. We're going to pick up the first one, drop the second, And the shed stick is going to want to move around a little bit, so you're just going to have to manage that because it's not going to be secure yet until we get done with this step. So we're just doing the opposite. Okay, I'm going to move this. Okay, so now carefully separate, and you will see that we have the opposite here. And I see that I made a mistake right here. I just didn't drop this one. You can see it's pretty obvious when you've made a mistake that one will be sticking up there. Okay, so that looks good. Give it a tug, and then you take the second stick, put that in, and then we're going to go ahead and pull open the first shed again to hold that stick in place. And it's going to want to move around until it's secure again, so you might have to stop in the middle here. The beginning part of any project is the most tricky, usually the beginning and the end. Once you get the rhythm going in the middle is the part where you kind of get the flow going. So you have to take your time. Step by step. Don't skip any steps. Right. Give that a nice tug, and then check to see that you didn't make any mistakes, that there is an alternating pattern going on. And we have put our shed sticks in to help us keep our warps in line for our design. To make the chevron design, now what we are going to do is we're going to go to the center of the design and find the 15th, because there's 30 warps, we're going to find the 15th warp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way across, count. So basically you could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then on the bottom is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And so you'll discover that it's this one right here. And bring that one, the black one, in the center, and through, up and over. So it's going on top of the bottom warps and under the top warps. And we're just gonna lay it over the stay stick to get it out of the way. And now the second part is to take the other center warp, which is the other black one, and take that and bring it under the top warps on the left and over the top warps on the left, on the bottom warps, excuse me, and over the stay stick. So basically what we've done is we have taken the two middle warps and crossed them to opposite directions. So first we took the one on the left-hand side and we brought it over to the right. And then we took the one on the right-hand side and then we brought it over to the left. And so I think you can see that right there. All right. Then the next step is holding everything. So we're gonna pinch it like this and pinch it like this, and we're going to open the alternate shed. So we're gonna pick up and drop, pick up and drop, pick up and drop, pick up and drop, pick up. Okay, so we got this separated. And then we're gonna take these and hold onto them on the top because that would be, and then this one will drop down to the bottom. And then we will pull up and tug on these side ones, tug on them. We have to tighten everything up. Tug on this, pull down. Really, with finger weaving, you really have to make sure that you get everything nice and tight to keep your design. So on this design, the most important thing is to pull these tightly apart like this, and then pull the piece that came across right here on the end and right here. And then pick up the left hand. See, you can see in this, we look for the center right here, and we pick up the one on the left, and we're gonna bring it through the right between the warps and over the stay. And then we're gonna take this time it's on the top, the one on the right, and bring it through to the left and over the stay. And you're always going to want to make sure that these two are crossed on each other like that, okay? And that's the second row. Now we will open the alternate shed again. And we're gonna drop down the warps that were over the stay and tighten. And then we will lift from the left to the right, and from the right to the left. And just keep repeating that same pattern where we are going to open the alternate shed, drop the wefts that were over the stay, tighten the weaving, and then pass the center warps over the stay. And just keep repeating that over and over and over again until you see the design start to emerge. I've made progress on the design, and I wanted to show you some of the weaving as I was further along so you can see the design emerging. It's really important that as you're weaving that you're pulling everything really tight. So like pull down on all of the warps, pull up on the top warps, pull on the side warps, and just make sure that you're keeping everything nice and tidy. I decided to weave a bit longer than the instructions said, which, by the way, this is what the instructions look like that come in the kit. And so I ended with the original pattern that we cast on with. To finish off the end, just braid using 2 of the warps in each arm of the braid all the way across, like this. And when you get to the bottom of the braid, just tie it a double knot. I finished braiding all 5 of the tassels, and I went ahead and trimmed the bottom so that it was roughly about the same length, so it looked nice. Now that we have half of the weaving done, we need to take it off of the stay stick, so just slide it off like this, and we're going to turn it over and weave the other half. So go ahead and unbraid it. And then we will just take off the stay stick and just simply pull it out. And then I realized after I had printed the instructions that it actually helps to keep one of the shed sticks in order to get the first shed open. So just leave that one in and then just pull down like this, and then you can pull in like this and you have it already open. And then you can take out the shed stick. Okay, so see, now we have, it's ready to start weaving this side. So what we will do is go ahead and tie the top part on to the stay stick and carry on weaving. And here I have finished the weaving. It's a nice, lovely decoration that you can hang or lay on a shelf, or you could use it as a bookmark. And sometimes, you know, when I'm weaving, I think, why are we doing this? Why am I spending hours? For example, I think this took me about 4 hours. I think that each section took about a half hour, so this would take about 2 hours. And then if you just put on a couple hours for the braids and the setup and the takedown, and for any mistakes or breaks that you need to take. So I think about it, like, why are we doing this? And I think it's probably to be creative, and it's kind of exciting that, you know, you can make this from yarn. It's kind of cool to see what's possible. And so anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have fun being creative and try making a finger weaving chevron design with the kit by Traditional Craft Kits. Thank you so much. Bye.